Put your booty over there. Hello everyone, thanks for joining Loki and I today. So yesterday was the first official day of fall, so we are making butternut squash soup today, one of my husband's favorite. So join Loki and I in the kitchen for making this delicious fall soup. So let's head to the kitchen to make some delicious soup. Okay, so obviously for butternut squash soup, we're gonna need a butternut. So first thing you're gonna do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and while it's preheating, you can prep your butternut squash. So I'm just gonna cut it in half and then remove all the guts that are in it. Okay, so I just sprayed some coconut oil spray on these to help them roast up, and since I'm making my butternut squash with coconut milk, I'm just staying with the same flavoring of oil. So, are you curious? Okay, my squash still has 10 more minutes, so I'm going to work on the rest of the soup. We're going to take 2.5 cups of vegetable broth, 1 cup of diced onions, 3 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of dried mustard, 1/2 teaspoon of fresh ginger. Well, this is my idea of fresh. And 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Okay. So this butternut squash is quite large, and it actually took closer to an hour for it to get soft enough for it to be pureed for soup. So you just want to be able to slip a fork in here in order to be able to scoop it out and put it into a blender. So now I'm going to let it cool for about 5 minutes because I won't be able to handle it much sooner. Alright, I let it cool for just a couple of minutes so I can actually handle it, but I'm still putting my glove between me and the squash because it's quite hot still. But I'm going to be scooping out all of my squash meat and putting it in my Vitamix. I'm going to add a cup of coconut milk and my broth with the onion and the seasonings. So once you have everything in your blender, blend it up. And there you have it. Butternut squash soup. With a hint of ginger and pepper, and it's my husband's new favorite way to eat butternut squash soup. So, it gets me every time. I love this soup. So, I've seen butternut squash soup served with pepitos on top. I suppose you can put whatever you want on top, crunchy onions, croutons. Croutons would be good to eat with soup. It's definitely another party for our taste buds. And if you've never had butternut squash soup before, you're in for a real treat. It is such a natural, sweet flavor for a vegetable. So for fall, with the colder weather on set, here's a great soup idea that doesn't take much effort in the kitchen, and it's mostly bake time for the squash. So I hope you too try this butternut squash soup and you find different ways to tweak it to your liking. Take care until next time.